Hello everybody, this is Courtney here with Fiber Fox Studios, and today we are going to learn how to make this beautiful stitch right here and create one of my tops. I'm going to have pictures in the very beginning of this video to show you your two options. There is a sleeveless option and there is a option that has sleeves on it as well, and you're going to be making this top using any size yarn you want really, but this example right here is shown in the Lion brand Mandala tweed stripes, and it is a color changing yarn. It does it self striping and it's got twisted, it's a tweed, so it's twisted with two different colors. So I did this is a size 4 yarn. This was my first one. This is the sleeveless option that's shown, and then I did another option which is done in shawl and a ball, another Lion brand yarn that you can find out on the market in a ton of different really beautiful colors. But that option right here is done for me with sleeves, and that's shown also in the pictures. So this particular color is Prism. It's got little metallic, and I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up. There's a metallic in this particular yarn. So, and I consider, even though they say on the ball this is a size 4 yarn, I consider this to be smaller and more like a size 3. So you're going to be able to use a plethora of sizes, and you're going to refer down to the description to get started on your project for the number of foundation ovals that you will need to work in. This is a foundation oval that's done in multiples of 2 plus 1 at the end. I'm on my third one of these. I'm 100% positive on my foundation oval count, so I'm going to go ahead and give that verbally. But down below I will list how many foundation ovals you need in order to start your specific size. And part of changing in the sizes on this is going to be hook size. So to achieve some of the sizes, you might be chaining or creating, let's say, 11 foundation ovals, but for some of the smaller sizes you're going to need to use, let's say, a 5mm or 5.5mm hook, depending on what size yarn you're using. And then for some of the larger sizes, like my size, I started with the 11 foundation ovals, but I had to use a 6mm crochet hook, and I used that on both of the size 4 and the size 3, what I consider to be a size 3 yarn. The difference was I should have dropped hook sizes. When you're using the larger yarn, you're definitely going to want to reduce your hook size, because this is a little blousier than what I originally would have wanted it for myself. Now, that being said, some of you might want it a looser fit, so you would stick with the recommended hook size down below for your size. So you won't need to make an adjustment, but I'll have all those notes down below in the description for you so that you can review all that before you start and decide what yarn you're going to do and what hook size you want. So if you're wanting a looser fit, go with the larger size hook rather than the smaller hook that I'm listing down below for the size 4. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using foundation ovals in this design. We're going to get started. I'm going to use a size 4 so that you guys can see what I'm doing nice and clear on screen. And then I'll be switching to a piece that I have worked up in the shawl and the ball, because that's where I'm going to be showing you how to finish up your project. But to teach the stitch, I'm going to be working in some size 4 yarn. So that way you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and get started by grabbing up my crochet hook, and I'm going to be doing a slip knot just to get started, and we're going to do our foundation ovals. So I like to make my slip knot by wrapping the yarn around these 2 fingers, and then I like to, around these 2 fingers, and then I like to bring it over in between. This is my working yarn over here, pinch and pull back. So I have my tail right here. Now I have my slip knot. So I'm going to go ahead and lower the camera down so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So just one moment. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started with making our first foundation oval. And to do that, we've got that slip knot there on our hook, and we're going to grab our yarn and we're just going to pull through the loop to chain. Now I'm going to tell you to go ahead and pinch that first chain that you've made, and now you're going to chain up 3 more times. So you want a total of chain 4 to start out this foundation oval. Now you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook twice. So some people call that a triple crochet. we want to wrap our yarn around our hook twice and go back down to this chain that we were pinching, and we're going to insert in there, making sure to go under both of those loops. So you're going to go under that V in this case, and we're going to grab our yarn and we're going to pull up a loop. We're going to grab our yarn again and we're going to pull through 2. We're going to grab our yarn again and we're going to pull through 2. And we're going to grab our yarn again and we're going to pull through 2. And that has just formed your first foundation oval. So remember, these are in multiples of 2 plus 1 at the end, and you're just going to look down the description to decide how many ovals you need to make for your size or for the size that you're making if this is a gift. So you're going to go ahead and chain up 4 again. So we're going to chain 1, we're going to pinch that, and now we're going to chain 3 more times, so a total of chain 4 little chains there. Now we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook again twice, and we're going to come back down and go into that chain that we were pinching. So if you look at the position of that, it's right above where our last foundation oval ends. So you don't want to come down here into that foundation oval. You're going to be right above it. That's why I say pinch that first chain to get used to doing these. Now you're just going to grab your yarn again and pull up a loop. You're going to grab and pull through 2. You're going to grab and pull through 2. And then you're going to grab and pull through those last 2. So now you've made your second foundation oval. So you're going to continue to do that until you get the number that you need. You're going to do 4, chain 4, and then wrap twice around your hook and go back down into that first chain that you made to start your foundation oval. So you're just going to continue to work like that, and we'll meet back up when you have the desired number of foundation ovals ready, and I'll get you started on your row 1. All right, so we're meeting back up and you've got your foundation ovals ready. We're going to go ahead and get started. The one tip I want to give you is when you're working with foundation ovals, you want to make sure you don't let them twist. And you'll see right here, if I let this twist over, I might get that to lie flat in a way, but you're going to be able to tell when it's twisted. So always just kind of make sure that they're laying in the proper direction, and you won't see that little twist that you just saw right there. You won't see that. It won't lift up and it won't be bumped. When they're like that, they're twisted. And they lay nice and flat easily. They are not twisted. So don't let your foundation ovals twist as you work with them. Once we do this first row, you won't have to worry about that anymore because we'll be building our project out. We're going to be starting with the back panel. I'm going to be doing a small swatch, and we're going to do a couple of repeats of the pattern together. I'm going to show you how to increase the size for the side panels that we're actually crocheting, and then we will be going on down from there. So this is going to be a back panel and a mini version, and then I will switch to a regular size to show you guys how to complete your front of your project. So we're just doing this small size just for tutorial purposes for me to be able to show you how to do this stitch and how to create your back panel. So we're going to go ahead and get started right here. I've already got my yarn is, in this position at the end of this row. So we want to just slip stitch over here into this foundation oval. So you're just going to stick your hook in, grab your yarn and pull it on through, and go ahead and pull through that loop that is on your hook. Now what you're going to do is a really easy start. We're just going to chain 1, and then we are going to go right back into that same foundation oval, and we're going to do a single crochet. So we're going to pull up a loop, and then we're going to grab and pull through 2. So that's how we do the very beginning of this row. Now we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook twice. And you're going to be moving over here into this next foundation oval, and that's where you're going to be putting a total of 10 stitches. We're going to do 5 of these triple crochets. So we're just working directly around that foundation oval and pulling through 2, pulling through 2. So just like we just did for our foundation oval. So we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook twice. We're going to go back down in that same foundation oval. We need to do 5 of these stitches, of these triple crochets. So we're going to do, that's our second. So we're going to wrap yarn around our hook twice again. We're going to go back down in that same foundation oval, grab and pull up that loop, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2. So that's our third one. Now we're going to do our fourth. So same exact thing. We're going to insert in and pull up a loop, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2. So now we've got a total of 4. So we're going to do that one more time. So wrap twice around the hook, come right back down into that same exact foundation oval, grab and pull up a loop, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2. And now we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook again twice. And we're going to scoot these stitches over because we're going to put 5 more of these triple crochets into that same stitch. I think some of you might call that a treble as well. We're going to do 5 more of that same exact stitch right there into that same foundation oval. So we're still in that same oval. Wrap twice, go back down to that same oval, and we're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Wrap your yarn around your hook twice, go back down to the same exact foundation oval and grab and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2. That's 3 of them, so we need to do a total of 5. So we're going to do our fourth one now. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And we're going to do that one more time into the same exact foundation oval. So now if you stop and take a look at your work, this is what you're forming here. So here, if you take a look, my foundation oval's twisted. That's what I'm telling you guys to watch out for. So I'm just going to turn it back into the right position. Now I'm going to be jumping over here into this next foundation oval. Go right into that and do a single crochet. So we're just going to grab and pull up a loop, grab and pull through 2. So that is a complete repeat of your pattern for this row. We're going to continue to do that all the way down this row. I'm going to do it with you another time. We're going to do that one more time together. This is what we are forming. In this particular row, this is what we're going for. So we're going to go ahead and work on this repeat again together. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start our repeat again. We are going to wrap our yarn around our hook twice. And we're going to be jumping now over into this next foundation oval. And we're going to begin doing those triple crochets, or what some people call a treble crochet. So we're just going to pull through 2, pull through 2. So we're going to be doing 5 of those, and then a chain 5 and 5 more right here into the same exact foundation oval. So you're just going to work just like that. And we're going to be doing that all the way down in each oval. Well, every other oval actually, because we're going to be anchoring with that single crochet. But we're going to go ahead, and I'm on my third one. I need 5. So I'm going to wrap my yarn twice, go back down in here to do my fourth. So there is number 4. And I'm going to wrap my yarn around my hook twice, go right back down here into the same exact foundation oval, and do the 5th one. And now I need to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to wrap my yarn around my hook twice. And I'm coming back down into the same exact foundation oval. And I'm going to do my triple crochets. 5 of those right here into that same oval. So there's number 1. Wrap twice. Go back down that foundation oval. Grab your yarn and pull up a loop. Grab and pull through 2. Grab and pull through 2. Grab and pull through 2. So there's number 2. Here's number 3. Grab and pull up a loop. Grab and pull through 2. Grab and pull through 2. Grab and pull through 2. Now I'm going to do number 4. Go back down that same exact foundation oval. pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. So there's the fourth one. Now I'm going to do number 5, back into that same exact foundation oval, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And now we're going to end our repeat by coming over into this next foundation oval and inserting our hook. We're going to grab our yarn and pull up a loop and complete out a single crochet right over there. And that ends our repeat. So that's what you're going to be doing all the way down, and your work's going to look just like this as you go down. So we're going to go ahead. This is a 2-row repeat on this stitch, so it's not a lot to remember. So you're going to continue to work down in the same exact manner. I'm going to do it one more time with you guys, and then you'll be able to pause and continue on with your project and finish out your number of ovals that you have, and then we'll meet back up to move on to row 2. So let's go ahead and do this one more time together. I am going to wrap my yarn around my hook twice, moving over here into this next foundation oval, and I'm going to insert my hook and pull up a loop. I'm going to do a total of 5 of these triple crochets. There's 1. Wrap and go in again, pulling up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So that's number 2. I'm going to do my third one, just like so. I'm going to wrap again. So I've got to do 5 of these, and then I'm going to chain 5 and do 5 more all into the same exact foundation oval. So there's number 4, and wrapping again, going back down the same exact foundation oval, pulling up a loop. I'm going to pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now I need to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I need to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to wrap my yarn around my hook twice, scoot those stitches over. I'm going to come back down that same foundation oval, pull up a loop, and I'm going to begin doing that triple crochet again. There's 1. I got to do 5 of them. So we're going to do, so you end up with a total of 10 of these triple crochets all into the same foundation oval, and they're separated by the chain 5. So here's number 3 for me. Here is number 4. Always wrapping twice. You're going to be doing that all throughout this entire project. Even in our next row, that's how we're going to be doing our stitches. So we're going to complete out this repeat. Got 5. So we've got our first 5 separated by the chain 5, and we're going to complete our repeat. It ends by going into the next foundation oval and doing a single crochet. Since I'm at the end of my row, I like to anchor down this first row by going into the very end of that foundation oval, and that's where I like to do my single crochet so that I keep everything stretched basically, because when we came in over here on this side, we were working off the end, so it's already anchored down on this side. So I just like to do that over on this side as well, and you can kind of tighten up your stitch a little bit. I'm a little loose right there. So you guys can go ahead and pause and come back when you are ready to move on up to your next row, and just make sure that you go into that end of the foundation oval right there at the very end. It's essentially the very first stitch you made. That's where you're going to do your single crochet to anchor on this row. So we'll be back when you are ready to move on to your next row. For me, I'm going to go ahead and move on up. So every row, when you go to move up to row 2, for every row 2, you're going to begin with a chain 5. So I've got 3, 4, and 5, and then I'm going to turn my work. So now for row 2, Our repeat for row 2 is very simple, but we've got to finish out this one little side real quick. So we're going to wrap the yarn around our hook twice. And you're going to identify the first 3 stitches up here. So essentially you're skipping 1, 2, and I guess you're going into stitch 3, 4, and 5 is the best way to explain it. So when we're going to start doing our stitches on this row, we're going to skip the first 2 and come right here into this third. We're going to insert our hook. We've got our yarn wrapped around our hook twice. We're going to pull up a loop, and we're going to do our triple crochet just like we were doing on our previous row. Oops. But we're not going to complete it. So what I meant to say. So we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook again. We've got 2 loops now on our hook. We're going to wrap twice. And we're going to go into this very next stitch. And we're going to insert and pull up a loop. We're going to pull through 2. We're going to pull through 2. And then we're going to hold it. So now we've got 3 loops on our hook. We're going to wrap our yarn twice around our hook. We're going to come right here. We're now at the peak of this little butterfly section. We're going to come right here at that peak, and we're going to insert our hook, and we're going to grab in that this is one of our triple crochets, the last one. We're going to grab and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2, and we're going to hold it. So we've got 4 loops on our hook now. So now we're going to grab our yarn, and we're going to turn our hook down towards our project. So instead of trying to come like this, we're going to turn it down where it's facing towards our project, and we're going to grab and pull through all 4 of those loops that are on our hook. Now we're going to chain 5, and this begins our repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to come over here, right here into this chain 5 space in the center, and we are going to do a single crochet. We're going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to wrap our yarn twice around our hook. And now on this side, we're going to be working back down, but we're going to be working in these first 3 stitches. So we're going to work our way down on this side to the 3rd stitch. So we're going to start right here in this first one. We're going to insert our hook in. We're going to pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2. And then we're going to hold it with 2 loops on our hook. So we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook twice. We're going to go here to this very next stitch. We're going to insert our hook into that stitch and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2. Now we're going to hold it with 3 loops still on our hook. So we're going to do that one more time. We're going to wrap twice around our hook. We're going to come here to this very next stitch. We're going to insert our hook and grab and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2. And we're going to hold it. We've got 4 loops now on our hook. So now we're going to grab our yarn, and we're going to turn our hook down facing towards our project. And we're going to pull through all 4 loops that we have on our hook. And we want to kind of keep this kind of tight. So you want to kind of pull back on your yarn and keep good tension there. You're going to wrap twice around your hook. And now we're going to be over here on this side. And we're going to be skipping 1, 2. So we're skipping over these 2 stitches. We're skipping over the single crochet. And we're skipping the first 2 stitches on the side going here. Right here into this 3rd one. We're going to insert right there. And we're going to pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2. And we're going to hold it. So we've got 2 loops on our hook. We're going to wrap our yarn twice around our hook. We're now going to go here into this next stitch. So we're working up towards this peak where we have the chain 5. So we're going to grab and we're going to insert, and we're going to grab our yarn and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2. Now we're going to hold it with 3 loops on our hook. We're going to wrap our yarn twice around our hook. We're now going to go right here into this last stitch before our chain 5 space. And we're going to grab and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2. and we're going to hold it. We've got 4 loops on our hook. So now we're going to grab, turn our hook down towards our project, and we're going to pull through all 4 of those loops, and we can kind of pull back on our yarn to tighten that down. So that's what that looks like, and that ends your repeat. So your repeat begins again with a chain 5, single crochet, chain 5, and then we do this cluster work right here. So let me lay that out for you so you can see. We're going to do that repeat again together. Just want you to see what your work's going to be looking like. And now we're going to go ahead and start that repeat again. We're going to chain 5 to begin our repeat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to come over here to this chain 5 space right there in the center, and we're going to do a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're on the other side working down. So we're going to come right here and we're going to work in this very first stitch. So we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook twice. And you can kind of pull back on that chain 5 to help kind of keep everything straight for you if everything's trying to bunch up. So you want to come right here into this very first stitch. We're going to go right there on the top of it. We're going to grab and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2, and we're going to hold it with 2 loops on our hook. We're going to wrap our yarn around our hook twice. We're going to go right here to this very next stitch, and we're going to insert right there into the top of it. We're going to grab and pull up a loop, and then we're going to grab and pull through 2, and we're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to hold it with 3 loops on our hook. So now we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook twice, and we're going to do this one last time. So you always do it 3 times, coming up and down each side. So we're going to grab and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2, and we're going to hold it with 4 loops on our hook. So we're going to grab and pull through all 4 loops that are on our hook. And now we need to skip over these last 2 stitches, the single crochet right here in the center, and then we're going to skip these next 2 stitches over here working on this side, on this next fan. We're going to wrap our yarn around our hook twice. So we're going to skip, 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 and skip. So we're identifying these 3 stitches right here is what we're going to work into right before the peak. So I'm going to go right here into this 3rd stitch on this side, and I'm going to grab and pull up a loop. I'm going to grab and pull through 2. I'm going to grab and pull through 2. And keep your tension between these 2 as you're clustering as tight as possible. But you don't have to worry about it too much, because on the next row I'm going to show you why we don't have to worry too much. So we're going to go here into this very next stitch. So we're here before the peak. We're going to go into that next stitch and grab and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2, and we're going to hold it with 3 loops on our hook. So we're going to wrap our yarn twice around our hook again, and now we're in this last stitch that we need to work before the peak, and we're going to insert and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2, and we're going to hold it with 4 loops on our hook. So now we're going to grab our yarn and turn our hook down towards our project and pull through all 4 of those loops. And that ends your repeat. So from here you're going to start your repeat again by chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to continue on with your project doing a single crochet right there in that chain 5 space. And then you're going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to begin doing your clustering again, just as we did here. So you can go ahead and pause and continue on down until you're ready to meet up with me at the end of your row. So I am already here at the end of my row. So I've got the chain 5 on my hook. I'm going to wrap my yarn around my hook twice. And I'm right here, I've got the end to work with. So I'm coming off of this chain 5 space right here was the last place I placed the stitch. I have my single crochet there. So now I've got to work down on this side through the first 3 stitches. So I'm going to come right here into this very first one, and I'm going to insert and pull up a loop. I'm going to grab and pull through 2. I'm going to grab and pull through 2, and I'm going to hold it with 2 loops on my hook. Now I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook twice again, and I'm going to go right here into this very next stitch. I'm going to insert and pull up a loop. I'm going to grab and pull through 2. I'm going to grab and pull through 2, and I'm going to hold it with 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to wrap my yarn around my hook twice, and I'm going to go one more time for my 3rd time down into this very next stitch and pull up a loop. I'm going to grab and pull through 2. I'm going to grab and pull through 2, and I'm going to hold it. I've got 4 loops on my hook. So now I'm going to grab my yarn, turn my hook down towards my project, and I'm going to go ahead and pull through all 4 loops. Since I'm here at the end of my row, I've got to wrap my yarn around my hook 3 times. And now I'm going to go down here and I'm going to identify where my single crochet was, where I anchored down here. So for me, it's right here. If you take a look at your work, you'll see it's going to be this very first stitch in the row. But you want to identify where you anchored down. You want to make sure that you're getting into that stitch. So if you have to turn your work and kind of take a look and see where you need to go. Let's look for our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So right here, with the 3 around my hook, right there is my single crochet. So I was almost going into the wrong spot. So you want to make sure that you're going into that single crochet that's here where you anchored down on this side. So we're going to go ahead and insert and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2. And we're going to grab and pull through 2. So that is how you end out your rows. And you're going to do that each and every time when you finish your row 2 of the repeat. You're going to be ending it exactly the same way. And now our row 1s of this stitch pattern will begin exactly as I'm about to show you in this next row. We're going to be doing this one more time together. I'm going to go through the beginning and end and show you 2 full repeats of the pattern. And then I'm going to show you how you go about forming the rest of your top. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and move up. We're going to be doing our new row 1 now. And the only thing that's really new about it is how we begin it. And this is how you're going to do it for the rest of your project. So we're going to go ahead and chain 1. And now we're going to turn our work. And to start off right here, we're going to go right back into the top of that very first stitch in the row. And we're going to insert and pull up a loop and do a single crochet right here. And you're going to do that each and every time to start out your row 1 of this 2-row repeat. So now we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook twice. And in this case, what we're going to do, since we don't have foundation ovals anymore, is we're going to be skipping over all of this and coming here to the single crochet that's right there in that center. So we've got our yarn wrapped around our hook twice, and we're going to come here to the single crochet right there in the center, and we're going to insert and we're going to pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2. So we're going to be placing 5 of these triple crochets, then chain 5 and 5 more triple crochets all here into the single crochet. So we're going to wrap our yarn twice around our hook again. We're going to go back down in that same exact single crochet spot, pull up a loop. We're going to pull through 2, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2. So that's our second one. We've got several more to do. We're going to wrap twice. We're going to go back into that same exact stitch and do our 3rd triple crochet. We're going to wrap twice. We're going to go back down that same exact stitch and pull up a loop to do our 4th triple crochet. We're going to wrap around twice, go back down that same exact single crochet right there in that same space and do our 5th triple crochet. So now we're going to stop and count and make sure we've got all 5. We're anchored over here at the edge with that single crochet, and it does kind of stretch out a lot, but that's not a problem. Now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to wrap our yarn twice around our hook, and we're going to be coming right back into that same exact space again. Right back into that single crochet, and we're going to do 5 more of our triple crochets just like we did when we started out. So nothing has changed. This is a 2-row repeat, so we've technically started our second repeat of the pattern. So you're just working in the same exact manner. And I'm just going to go through this with you real quickly to show you where you're going to be anchoring down and starting. And then from there, we'll be finishing out the row together and moving up to the second row of the repeat. There's number 4 for me. So just like before, we were doing it in the foundation ovals. Now we're just placing the 10 triple crochets separated by chain 5 into that single crochet. So now we've finished out. We've got the 5 here that we needed. So we have 5, chain 5, and 5. So now we're going to anchor down. So this time what we're going to be anchoring into is the space right in between these 2 sets of clusters. So if you take a look at your work, let me lay this down flat. We're coming right here. So we're skipping over this chain 5 space, and we're coming right here in the space in between these 2 clusters. So we're going to come right and work right directly around that space. So we're just going to go around it and do a single crochet to end out our repeat for the row. So now you're just going to do that all over again. You're going to wrap around twice. You're going to be skipping over this cluster. You're going to skip over this chain 5, and you're going to find that single crochet right there in the center. So we're coming right here to this center point, and we're going to do our 5 triple crochets, chain 5, and 5 triple crochets all into that same exact single crochet. They're all going to be worked into that stitch. And that's how you're going to work all the way down the rest of your row, and you're going to be anchoring in the space in between the 2 little clusters there. So you can go ahead and pause here and meet up with me when you are ready to move on to your very next row. We'll be ending this row together. I'll show you how the row ends and how to begin your next part, or the second row of this repeat. And then we'll go ahead and move on to forming your actual top. All right, so we're now at the end of our row, and then we're going to go ahead. This is the row 1 of the 2-row repeat for this pattern. So we are going to come over here, and we're going to identify where we clustered these stitches together. So you might need to kind of tug and pull to see this little spot right here. This is where you clustered everything together. So let me kind of pull this apart so you guys can see. There's a little spot right there. That's what we're wanting to go into, because when this is stretched and lining up, that little spot is where we want to be, because that forms a straight edge. So you're basically going to identify the cluster and come right above it and go into it. We don't want to anchor over here in this wider stitch, and we don't want to anchor on the chain 5 that's over here. So we're going to right there in the peak of that cluster, and we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet to end out this row. And now we're going to move up to the row 2 of the repeat, and we're going to, this right here that we're forming right now is, it's a top-down construction. So this is the very top of your back piece, and I'm about to show you, after we finish the part 2 of this row, we're going to have to do the second part to finish out the pattern, and then we're going to widen this from that point. We're going to widen it out by 1 additional repeat on each side, and that's going to be the size for the rest of your panel all the way down. So we're going to go ahead and do the second row, and then I'm going to show you in part 2, I will show you how we widen out this panel. We're going to be adding an additional repeat over on each side, and then that's going to be the side, that little additional repeat is actually your sides that you'll be sewing together when you put the when you finish the front panel. So right now, this what you're working on right at this very second is the very top part of your back that is in between your shoulders. So it's from one edge of your shoulder to the other. So you can add sleeves or leave those off, but we'll get into all of that later on down in the additional tutorial parts of this tutorial. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and move on to the second row of this repeat to finish out this design. So when you have done this tutorial, you finished out one part, you'll need to move on to part 2 so that we can widen and finish working the rest of our back panel, and then we'll move on to doing the front panel, how you add your shoulder portions and how you continue on the front. So to get started with the second row, we're going to go ahead and chain up 5 just like we did before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now we're going to turn our work. And as you can see, when you stretch this, the way that it's going to be stretched when you're wearing it, you have a nice straight size because of where we anchored here. So we're going to go ahead and get started on row 2. It's exactly like what we did before. You're going to wrap your yarn twice around your hook. You're going to skip these first 2 triple crochets and come into the third. So we're before the peak, and we're going to go ahead and do our triple crochet, but we're not going to finish it out. We're starting to cluster again. So we're going to hold it with the 2 stitches. We're going to wrap twice around our hook again. We're going to go here into the very next stitch and pull up a loop. We're going to pull through 2. We're going to pull through 2, and we're going to hold it with 3 stitches or 3 loops on our hook. I'm going to wrap again twice. We're going to come here into this next, right there on the top, and pull up a loop. Pull through 2 and pull through 2. And we're going to hold it with the 4 loops on our hook. So now we're going to grab our yarn and we're going to pull through all 4 of those loops, just like so, to go ahead and cluster that together. And now our repeat for this row begins. We're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, just like we did before, we're going to move over into this chain 5 space right there in the center of it, and we are just going to work right around that chain 5 and do a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to wrap twice around our hook, and we're now going to work our way down through the first 3 stitches. So we're going to come here to this very first one. We're going to insert and pull up a loop. We're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, and we're going to hold it with the 2 loops on our hook. Now we're going to wrap twice around our hook again. We're going to go here into the very next stitch. We're going to insert and pull up a loop. We're going to pull through 2. We're going to pull through 2, and we're going to hold it with 3 loops on our hook. Now we're going to wrap twice around our hook. We're going to come here to this third stitch, the very next one. We're going to insert and pull up a loop. We're going to pull through 2. We're going to pull through 2, and we're going to hold it with 4 loops on our hook. So we're going to grab and pull through all 4 loops on our hook. Now we're going to keep that as tight as we can, and we're going to wrap twice around our hook again. And now we're going to be jumping over here to this next set. So we're going to be skipping over all of these stitches down here and coming here to this third one. So make sure that you're skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because this is a single crochet right here. So we're coming right here into this stitch. It's the third one down from this peak, and it's the third one up if you're counting just at these triple crochets. So we're going to grab and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2, and we're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to wrap twice around our hook. We're going to move here into the very next stitch. We're going to grab and pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2. We're going to grab and pull through 2, and we're going to hold it with 3 loops on our hook. We're going to wrap twice around our hook. We're going to come right here into this last one. It's right here before the chain 5 space in the center, and we're going to go right into that stitch, pull up a loop. We're going to grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2, and we're going to hold it. We've now got 4 loops on our hook. So we're going to grab our yarn, and we're going to pull through all 4 of those loops, and that ends our repeat. So from here, you're going to chain 5 again and continue on doing a chain 5. You're going to do a single crochet in the center chain 5 space. You're going to chain 5 again, and then you'll be doing your clustering. We're going to meet back up to end out this row, and then we're going to move on to part 2 to start forming the rest of the body panel. I was misspeaking earlier in the video. This is just the top of your back. We're going to form the rest of the back panel on in part 2. So we're here at the end of the row, and I've got that chain 5 right here on my hook already. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap around twice around my hook. So I've got this last side of our little butterfly, we'll say. We've got this last side to work, and then we're right here at the end of the row. So we're going to work this together real quick. So I've got my yarn wrapped around my hook twice, and I'm going to come right here into this very first stitch. So right in the center, right here is my chain 5 where I've just anchored down with a single crochet. Got the chain 5 already on my hook. I'm going to come right here to this first stitch, and I'm going to insert and pull up a loop just like we've been doing. We're going to be doing a cluster right here. So we're going to cluster these 3 stitches together. So we're doing our 3 triple crochets, one in each of these next 3 stitches, working our way on the downside of this pattern. So we're going to go ahead, and we've got our 4 loops, so we're going to go ahead and cluster that together just like that. And now we're going to wrap our hook, our yarn around our hook 3 times. So we're going to come down here. This is our single crochet that we began the row with, or the previous row with. We're going to find that single crochet right there. That's where we want to go. Let me make sure you guys can see. So if you take a look at your work from this angle, there's our single crochet. So we're going to go right in there, grab and pull up a loop, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2. All right, so we've just ended out that row, and we're going to need to move on to part 2. Everyone will move on to part 2 to see how we go about forming the rest of our back panel. And I'm going to bring a panel into view. This is one that I'm working on. This is a back panel that I have going. I've got my 2 repeats that we just went through here in this part 1. And in part 2, I'm going to show you guys how to extend out over here to form your side. This portion right here actually wraps around your body to the center of your side, and you have that same little bump out here on both sides when we're finished. So over in part 2, I'm going to show you how you form this little part here, and then you'll be doing the same repeats on down until you have a total of 7 rows at that point. So each back panel, and you can refer down to the description because there's going to be more information down there. As we move on, I'll have additional info in the description. But for most of the sizes, we're going to have these first 2 repeats of the pattern that we did together. Then I'm going to show you in part 2 how you bump out to form this little side section on each side. And then from there, that is your new width of your project. So your project gets 1 repeat wider. You have 1 additional little butterfly here on each side. So that's your new width for the rest of your project down. And you can, of course, make this as long or as short as you would like. I'm recommending on most sizes 7 rows at this point. So 7 more rows, so a total of 9 on this back panel. But in some of the larger sizes, I do recommend some additional repeats. So just refer down to the description once we get to that part in part 2, and that will help you finish out your piece. So we're going to work this back panel in part 2. We're going to show you how to bump out here, and then you'll be working the rest, and then I'll come back and show you how we begin forming the shoulders and the front panel. So you've been working in this direction right here. Let me turn it back in the direction you've been working in. So right now your project looks like this to you. So we're working from top down. So we'll be turning our project in when we get around to the front panel into the correct direction. So just kind of keep that in mind. You do need to follow along with the different parts of the tutorial. It's not hard, but I'll show you how to do this, and then we'll be zooming right along from there into doing the front panel, and the sleeves are optional, but I'm going to show you how to do sleeves if you're choosing to do sleeves on your piece. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you're subscribed, and this shirt will be on a playlist on my channel for you to refer to. And if you have any questions at all, you can leave me a comment down below. But make sure you move on to part 2 with me so that we can work out how you bump out and continue on your back panel. Until next time, bye for now. See you guys over on part 2.